Have you ever been on a first date that felt amazing? Great connection, lots of laughs, even that little spark of connection. You leave feeling excited, maybe even pictured a second date. So you send a thoughtful follow up text about how you had such a great time and look forward to seeing them again. And then you get the dreaded one word response, thanks. No enthusiasm, no effort, just a flat one word response. Suddenly, all of that excitement fizzles. Do you want to go out with them again? Probably not. And that's exactly how donors feel when they get a generic, lifeless thank you letter. Thanks for your donation. It's like sending a dry one word text after a great first date. No personality, no connection, no reason to continue the relationship. And here's what this looks like in the nonprofit world. According to Bloomerang, only 13.8% of new donors stick around after their first gift. That means that nearly 86 out of every 100 donors disappear, just gone, no explanation. That's like going out on 100 dates, but only 14 people ever want to see you again. Brutal. But here's the thing, donor retention isn't some impossible mystery. Want to know exactly what gets donors to stick around? A genuine, heartfelt thank you. According to Cygnus research, 45% of donors say an outstanding thank you letter inspired them to give again, and 23% said that it made them give even more generously. Bottom line, a great thank you letter isn't just polite, it's a donor retention superpower. So, how do you make sure your thank you letters don't feel like a generic receipt? How do you make donors feel so loved that they can't wait to give again? Well, that's exactly what we're covering today. And trust me, this is the easiest way to stop donors from ghosting you. Now, I'm Joanne Toller, and after years in nonprofit fundraising, I've written more thank you letters than I can count. Some great, some, well, let's just say I learned what not to do. But today I'm sharing the secret formula that transforms one time donors into lifelong supporters. Stick around because by the end of the video, you'll have proven strategies to craft thank you letters that make donors feel truly seen, valued, and eager to give again. So let's dive in. Step number one is start with heart. It's about how to open your thank you letters in a way that actually makes donors feel something. Most nonprofits start with your classic, thank you for your generous donation. And while there's nothing wrong with that, it's kind of like saying, hey, as your opening text. It's generic, forgettable, and doesn't create a real connection. Think of your opening line like the perfect follow up message after a great first date. You wouldn't just say, thanks. You'd remind them of a special moment or something meaningful. That's exactly what your donor letters do. So consider opening with a mini story about how their gift made an impact. Make it visual, emotional, and immediate, and frame it in a way that makes them feel like the hero. So, for example, instead of writing, thank you for your donation, try this. 10 adorable puppies arrived at our shelter this morning, cold, scared, and in desperate need of love. Thanks to you, they're now wagging their tails in warm, cozy kennels. So this helps paint a picture that the donor can see, the scared puppies and the feelings of relief that they're safe. It creates an emotional connection. Who wouldn't want to be part of happy endings? And most importantly, it makes the donor the hero. Their gift made this happen. If you're a human services nonprofit, swap the puppies for people. Like last night, a mother of 3 walked into our shelter exhausted and out of options. Thanks to you, she and her kids slept in a warm, safe bed instead of their car. That's the power of starting with heart. Make the donors feel something, and they'll not only remember your organization, they'll want to give again. Step 2 is make you the star. Now, a mistake I see some nonprofits making in their thank you letters is talking too much about themselves. A lot of organizations write thank you letters that sound like this. At XYZ Charity, we work hard to provide food for families in need. We serve 10,000 meals a year, which we couldn't do without your support. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but notice who's at the center of the message. It's the organization, not the donor, and that's a problem. Your thank you letter isn't about what your nonprofit accomplished. It's about what the donor made possible. So instead, try saying, because of you, 10,000 families had a warm meal this year. That's 10,000 nights where parents didn't have to worry about how to feed their children. That's the impact you made. See the difference? The donor is the hero. They're the one taking action. They're the ones making a difference. So here's a simple way to check if your donor thank you letter is donor-centered. Count how many times you say we versus you. If your letter is filled with we, our organization, our programs, flip that script. Aim for at least twice as many you references. It might feel a little unnatural at first, but trust me, it works. When donors feel like they're at the heart of impact, they're far more likely to stay engaged and give again. Now, step 3 is show donors they're special. A lot of thank you letters feel transactional. Something like, thank you for your donation. Your support helps us continue our work. That's basically the nonprofit version of thanks for your time. Bye. Your donors aren't ATM machines. They're real people who made a choice to support your cause. They could have donated somewhere else, but they didn't. So our job is to make sure they know exactly how special they are and exactly what their gift made possible. Instead of a vague, your support makes a difference, be specific. Paint that picture of real impact that they had. Try to connect the value to a real outcome. So you gave 20 families a warm meal on a chilly night, or because of you, Rex the golden retriever is no longer shivering in the cold. These details matter. Think about it this way. When someone gives you a great compliment, do you remember the vague ones like you're great, or do you remember the specific ones like you always make people feel so welcome and I love that about you? Your donors feel the same way. When they read your thank you letter, they should feel seen and appreciated, not just acknowledged. And number 4, use a conversational, fun tone. I mean, let's be honest, most thank you letters sound like they were written by a lawyer, not a real person. On behalf of our organization, we extend our sincerest gratitude for your generous contribution in support of our mission. Ugh. Nobody talks like that. If your thank you letter sounds like it was copied and pasted from a grant application, you're doing it wrong. Instead, your letter should feel warm, personal, and natural, like you're writing to a friend. So think about how you thank someone in real life. You wouldn't say, on behalf of my household, I extend my gratitude for your generous birthday gift. No, you'd say, oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you so much. So I always recommend that you write like you talk. If you wouldn't say it out loud, don't write it. Ditch the formal tone. Instead of we appreciate your support, try we are so grateful for you. And add a little personality if it fits your style. Like throw in something fun or unexpected. Like your generosity just gave 20 rescue pups a warm bed and a full belly. Somewhere out there, a tail is wagging furiously in your honor. If they could write thank you cards, they would. When your thank you letter feels like it came from a real person, your donors will feel more connected to your organization. And when they feel more connected, they're more likely to give again. And 5, invite them closer. A great thank you letter doesn't just end with thanks. It opens the door for ongoing relationship. Your thank you letter shouldn't be the last thing a donor hears from you until your next fundraising appeal. People don't want to feel like they're walking wallets. They want to feel connected to something bigger. Your job is to give them an easy way to stay engaged beyond just donating. And that could be a newsletter sign up to keep them updated on impact stories, an invitation to an event where they can see the support in action, or to follow you on social media so they can stay in the loop. And the key here is make it easy and natural. So for example, you could say, curious how your gift is shaping our summer programs. Follow us on Instagram. We'd love to show you what your support has made possible. Or your support makes all the difference and we'd love to keep you updated on the lives you're helping change. Join our monthly newsletter. You're not making another ask, you're keeping the conversation going. And when donors stay connected, they're far more likely to give again, volunteer, or even become major supporters down the line. Now, before we dive into the power of the PS, I want to take a moment to thank this video's sponsor, Click and Pledge. They simplify fundraising with everything you need on one platform, even automated thank you messages. So whether you're setting up donation pages and forums, running peer-to-peer campaigns, launching text-to-give drives, hosting video fundraising, or even turning Zoom meetings into fundraising events, there is no more juggling multiple tools or struggling with clunky integrations. I mean, Click and Pledge streamlines it all in one platform. And I love it and I trust it because of the transparent pricing, fast payouts, top-tier security, and seamless Salesforce integration. It's all designed to make your fundraising efforts easier and more effective. Now, I've dropped a link in the video description, so be sure to check them out to see how Click and Pledge can help take your fundraising next level. And a huge thank you again to them for supporting nonprofit educational content like this. Now, number 6, the power of the PS. Let's be real. People skim. They might not read every word of your thank you letter, but know what almost everyone reads? The PS, that little afterthought at the end of the letter. It's actually prime real estate. So don't waste it. Instead of signing off with thanks again for your support, use the PS to drop in something memorable. A fun fact, a heartfelt note, or a surprising impact stat. This is also a great spot for that invite that we just talked about to follow us on social media or sign up for our newsletter. Just be sure that it feels like a personal, friendly aside, like you're sharing a little insider info just for them. And number 7, send your thank you ASAP. A great thank you letter is only as powerful as its timing. So think about it. If you sent a post date text and they didn't acknowledge it for months, you'd probably assume you were ghosted. The same goes for donors. You don't have to be lightning fast, but don't wait too long. A thank you letter that arrives weeks or months later can feel like an afterthought. And the longer you wait, the less emotional connection the donor has to their gift. So best practice, send your thank you letter within 48 hours of receiving a donation. If you're a small team, within a week is still solid. By now, you know exactly how to write a donor thank you letter that does more than just acknowledge the gift. But here's the thing, a thank you letter only comes after a donation. And just like dating, you need to make a great first impression before you even get that second date. That's where your fundraising letters come in. So up next, I'm going to show you exactly how to craft a fundraising appeal that actually gets donors to say yes. And if this video was helpful, hit the like button. It helps us reach more nonprofit professionals. And if you're new here, subscribe for more fundraising strategies every week. Now, go send amazing thank you letters, and I'll see you in the next video.